The 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here.
And I miss you too,
and I'm really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here too.
I miss you too, Ernie.
Thank you. Me too. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Golden State Warriors as they go up against the Houston Rockets. And for Houston, they struggled in this matchup last season. Only one win for them through 4 games. They'd like to make a statement tonight. And fellas, a new season about to begin. Clean slate. Plenty of hopes and dreams out there. Kenny, how do you spot a new legitimate contender?
I usually look for the team with good balance, where one guy isn't doing everything. One guy can facilitate everything, but he can't do everything. So offense, defense, balance, and they gotta have a big shot maker.
You know, I look for unselfishness, guys playing with each other, mental toughness. No weak-minded team has ever won a championship, Ernie.
How about continuity, too? How about very little changeover from a team that was really good the previous year, may not have gone as far as they wanted, but returning the same bunch?
That helps.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
No need to add anything to that.
Continuity. Yeah. Kevin Harlan knows all about that.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. It's all about the Western Conference. That's where the action is today as the Golden State Warriors get ready to battle. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston this season. In a season ago, Clark, they won the matchup, winning 3 and losing just 1.
And they really took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, James Harden is a great offensive player, but there's no mistaking it. He does dominate the ball. Now, that can bother teammates sometimes, but Coach Mike D'Antoni says when they feel that paycheck every 2 weeks, that should make them play hard. You have to be a star in your role. So when James gets the ball to you, shoot it, and then run back and play hard as heck. Kevin?
Thanks. He's a great passer, David. There's no doubt he can set the table. Opening day upon us, Brent. Some teams already looked as if they are championship contenders already. Others clearly in a rebuild mode. What's the mindset of players entering the season on a rebuilding team?
Well, if you're a veteran guy, you're asking your agent, can I get a trade? they would love to get on one of those contending teams. But a rebuilding team is about making progress each month, really, quite honestly. That's what you want to see, Kevin, is progression month to month. Each of the games, maybe chunk out a block, 20 games here, 20 games there, and you want to see just improvement overall in what your squad is doing.
All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Houston, Anderson is down low with Capella. The 2 pillars of this team, Chris Paul and Harden, are the 1 and the 2. And it's Ariza in at the small forward. Stolen by Thompson. Oh, and here we go with Durant. Nobody back. And then Durant with the jam.
Unselfish play there from Clay. Fantastic at moving the ball that time to the open man.
Here's Houston now. Harden outside. At the elbow, Paul. Back to Harden. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
Well, I like how Chris Paul resets the floor on that possession. Very quick on how he distributes the ball there.
Here's Green, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Capella. On defense, Houston. Pachulia with the screen on Paul. And Curry, here we go.
For a long time, a lot of people would come up to me, including my dad, and tell me he was the face of the Warriors franchise. But after what Steph Curry has done, he has to be the face at this point. So many accolades and leading the team now to 2 titles in 3 years. Encouraging sign there to see him knock down the free throw.
Harden dishes to Capella, and the layup's good off the glass.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
Bangs home the trifecta. Durant's got his second basket of the night.
Well, for a tall guy, Durant has such dexterity and rhythm on the catch and shoot. It's just interesting to watch.
Paul passes to Harden. Ariza outside. Anderson the screen. Ariza kicks to Paul. Anderson with the screen for Paul. Just 5 on the clock. Tries again, and Durant sends it back.
The long arm of the law. Durant is not a premier shot blocker, but you wouldn't know it from that play.
That one goes in.
And his versatility on offense is so spectacular. He always finds ways to help put points up on the board.
Here's Paul after the made shot from Klay Thompson. To the inside. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
And let's take a moment here to see some of the numbers for Draymond Green. Coming off a terrific season. Averaged about 10 points a game. 7 assists and 8 rebounds. They're loving how he's running the show here. His sensational passing really breathing life into their offense.
Something in the coach's playbook here where the schemes fire on all cylinders. When he is in the game, great conduit for them offensively. He knows where everyone is at all times. The defense was in the area, but not really effective. He has to put away this layup.
Outside Curry. Again, Curry missing. Rockets trail by 4. Over in the corner, Paul. Over Curry. Pachulia with the steal. It's up a 3. And again, no good by Golden State.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Capella. Knocks down the 10-footer. Capella's got his second basket. Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Green with a screen on Paul. Here's Curry. And again, no good by Golden State.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And they pick up 2.
And I love seeing Harden get room to shoot from that mid-range position, an effective scorer in that area.
And Capella sends it back. Paul against Curry. The 9-foot shot. And it's off the back rim, no good.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm. All right, a moment to check out stats for Durant. Coming off a terrific season, 9th in blocks, 13th in scoring, and a great touch around the rim. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
Great anticipation and timing. That's how he ended up a top 10 shot blocker. Pachulia with the screen on Paul. Curry dishes to Durant. Golden State moving the ball around.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target. They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Well, Ryan Anderson, a terrific deep threat in stretch 4.
And I remember last season when he told reporters that a heckler yelled out at him, "Hey, Ryan, you look like a math teacher." And you know, we've heard a lot of these off-the-wall heckles before. But the irony is it's oftentimes the strange ones that tend to stick with you more. And that's an example of it right there. It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
I think the defense made an impact on that play, making the shooter feel a bit uncomfortable on release.
And the basket is good.
When he decides to get to the rim, Klay Thompson can be tough to deal with. Quickness on the drive that time.
Paul passes passes to Harden. Anderson the screen. Ariza has the open look. Another miss by Houston.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Out to Thompson from deep. The rebound by Anderson. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Inside, it's stolen by Green. And now Durant running the floor, galloping all by himself. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Different look here for the Warriors. West is checked in for Green. Young comes in for Kevin Durant. McCaw, he's checked in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Houston with a big group substitution here. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And Bahamute comes in for Ryan Anderson. PJ Tucker, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And Gordon subbed in for James Harden. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
The Rockets trail. Nene, the screen. Paul kicks to Nene. Dishes it to Tucker. Pass to Nene. Over Young. Kicks it out to Gordon. 4 on the shot clock. It's rebounded by Golden State. Livingston with it. Inside. Iguodala kicks to Livingston. The shot, no good. Some solid D from Paul. And they're on the break. He dishes it to Gordon. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Gordon's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And another momentum shift. These teams going back and forth all night.
Yeah, which team's going to find some consistency first? Neither one can pull away.
The feed to Tucker. Nene dishes to Gordon. Back to Nene. Kicks it out to Paul. Over in the corner, and Bahamute kept alive.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
The 8-footer uses the glass to drop it in. Livingston's got his second bucket tonight.
Good anticipation there from Iguodala, who is a very good passer.
And they double up Gordon. Paul kicks to Nene. And the shot is good. And the Rockets lead by 3.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Livingston passes to Young. Back to Livingston. Young outside. Off target from outside.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Paul dishes to Gordon. The pass to Tucker. Over in the corner, and Bahamute from outside off the mark. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. The Rockets on top. They lead by 3. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And work ethic, a big part of Steph Curry's success, as he was not a highly regarded 5-star recruit coming out of high school.
There's obviously ways that you can get better as a...
And he's certainly become not only a complete player, but the kind of true star guys that every team is looking to build around.
You know, when he was drafted, Steph was viewed by most scouts as a great shooter. Not a centerpiece, but boy, were they wrong.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Yeah, that prevented some points, didn't it? Also, how you have that intimidation factor going early on. You wonder if in the fourth quarter they'll think back to the first.
They've got Young. McCaw is out there with Livingston, and there's Iguodala. And it's West in at the 5, down low. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Houston Rockets, one of the most explosive scoring teams in the league. Defense has been a shortcoming in the past. Coach Mike D'Antoni said, we have some good individual defenders. If the rest of them just try, well, that's the plan. Kevin?
Offense is what the Rockets are all about, DA. You know that. Coach D'Antoni definitely focuses on this part of the game more than defense.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Here's Gordon following the score by Golden State. Nene, the screen. Paul kicks to Nene. West against Paul. Nene setting the pick for Paul. Here is Mbah a Moute, and it's off from three-point range. The Warriors leading. And Luke Mbah a Moute, the Prince, as many know him, very good forward out of UCLA. Brent, he can help with offense, but his biggest contributions for sure come on the defensive end.
And a lot of things, Kevin, for Mbah a Moute is just positional outcome. Maybe not a lot of blocks, maybe not a lot of steals, but a good solid defender that gets his minutes out there because he's willing and committed to that end of the floor. You can blame some poor defense on that play, just a total breakdown. Got to at least contest at some point.
The Warriors have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. Now here's Livingston, defended by Paul. Young with no one around. And it's good assisting on the play with Livingston.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Gordon with the screen for Paul. Kicks to Gordon. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Livingston. Warriors leading by 4. Young outside, fires the 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Paul outside. Gordon the pass to Paul. Tucker dishes to Nene. Over West. The shot will not fall. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Iguodala's drive. Pass to West. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Iguodala kicks to McCaw. West passes to Livingston. And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between three-point shots and two-point shots for the Warriors.
And this is a high-powered offense today. Clicking on all cylinders, making things happen, and also a good use of the 3-ball. Just enough to keep the defense off balance.
Pachulia, he's checked in for Golden State. Thompson comes in for Patrick McCaw.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
And the basket by Gordon.
Great finish from Gordon in traffic. You like to see the smaller guys operate down low as long as they're patient.
Pachulia with the screen on Hart. Out to West. Picked by Pachulia. Here's Iguodala. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Harden kicks to Nene. Now here's Tucker. He's covered by Iguodala. Offensive rebound. Nene. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game. Phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Iguodala kicks to Livingston. West a screen on Hart. Livingston dishes to West. Rockets with the rebound. Nene's got his third rebound tonight. Gordon with it. Picked up by Thompson. Gordon kicks to Harden. The 3. Harden missing again.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Iguodala.
Go back over the history of the Warriors, and something I'm quite familiar with growing up in the Bay Area. The fans of this team really suffered through a lot, now enjoying the golden age of Golden State Warrior basketball.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Draymond Green, he's checked in for West. Kevin Durant comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Stephen Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston.
Yeah, that shot is just on rapid fire from Steph Curry, and the defense cannot do a thing about it.
Here's Capella following the basket by Stephen Curry. Passes to Harden. Traps in the tray. Harden's got 8 points. And the Warriors, as we all know, were a slumping franchise from the late 70s up until this current run. Only 6 playoff appearances from 1978 to 2012.
Yeah, you don't need to tell me that, Kevin, because I was going to the games growing up as a kid in the Bay Area. But amazing to see that this franchise has found some success, and that they found it in Oakland for the fans who have starved for this kind of play for so long. 40 years between championships, and now...
Whoa!
Wow. Look out. And using all of his 7'5" wingspan, Durant turns backwards.
Rockets trail by 8. And here's Gordon. 5 points in the game. Harden outside, fires the 3, and another 3 for Houston.
Pretty much poor defensive effort there. You have to get a hand in his face when he's spotting up from distance.
It's Curry with the drive, and the Warriors tack on 2 more.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
For Houston, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Deep 2 from Anderson, and Durant sends it back. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court from downtown. Warriors the rebound. Fires for 3. Again, Curry missing.
Yeah, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
Harden's shot is off.
Well, even though he missed, you like seeing him taking that kind of shot. The defense must be better.
Pachulia with the screen on Harden. And that's good. Steph Curry for 3. And now a 10-point Warrior lead. And for Houston, they're shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. Harden the pass to Gordon. He feeds it to Ariza. Capella sends a screen for Ariza. From deep, Harden. Another miss by Harden.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Oh, man, he'd love to have that one back. He just does everything right, but doesn't get the finish.
Curry dishes to Green, and the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
And you gotta like how they're working the ball inside this quarter. They were struggling to do that earlier. Now they're showing the focus to take the ball inside.
And the Rockets making a change here. Paul's checked in.
Draymond Green is one of the most effective two-way players in the game, and is so unique for his size to dominate the glass, be a rim protector, make plays, and excite the crowd. Draymond does it all.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Golden State Warriors. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Draymond. Of course, not unusual to see you going up against bigger players. So how do you take advantage of that offensively?
I mean, you just got to take advantage of mismatches. You know, most of the time there's a big guy on me. If not, there's usually somebody trying to switch off. You know, I just got to know when to pop and just take advantage of the mismatches.
You've done just that in the first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, they built this lead in large part because of the sharpshooters off the bench. The subs played a superb game. Get it? Sub, superb. Oh, I'm rolling tonight. I mean, they played like starters.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
Their field goal percentage reminds me of Kenny's breath. Brutal. Not reading the defense, not getting enough quality looks. They need to make major changes because the system they ran in the first half was not working.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us, as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
A look there at the Golden Gate Bridge, blanketed, shrouded in fog. What a sight. Welcome back to the Bay Area, everyone. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
And in that first half, something we don't see a lot of from him.
And over the past decade, we've seen the creation of several super teams. How hard is it to manage the various egos and make sure the touches are the same, or at least they understand why the touches are being doled out the way they are?
I think the teams that have great management and great coaches that are in touch with these guys, Kevin, understand what type of player are you getting, doing your homework and understanding, are these guys at a situation in their careers where they're still needing to prove something, or are they ready to get down to the business of winning? If it's about winning, that ego goes out the door.
So on the floor for Houston, Paul and Harden, the star-studded backcourt. Anderson is down low with Capella, and it's Ariza in at the small forward position. Green with a screen on Paul. Curry kicks to Durant. To the paint. Here's Pachulia, and he lays it straight in. Pachulia's got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Warriors. Rockets trail by 18. Ball's knocked loose. Screen by Capella. Paul passes to Harden. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 4 assists now tonight. Outside Curry. Lets the three fly. Another three for Golden State. Oh boy, looks like he was injured there.
And this would be a terrible blow. Hopefully it's less serious than it looks.
Well, looking at his face right there, you can tell he's in a lot of pain, and there's a lot of trepidation right now on that team's sideline.
Shaun Livingston, he's checked in for Curry. Left side, Ariza. He kicks to Harden. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Off the pick. And Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And sharp here to start the half. That's 3 in a row. Love the way that Shaun Livingston goes to work when he's on the floor. He knows exactly what his strengths are and how to run an offense. He can act as a scorer at times and usually does it from that mid-range post area. As a guard, not many three-point shots, but devastating from about 8 feet out.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. And with the height that Shaun Livingston has, he provides a mismatch for smaller guards. Also can pass right over the top of them. Brett, I got to tell you, he reminds me a bit of how you used to play.
Well, there's no way that I had that kind of post game, Kevin, but it's very nice of you. I appreciate that. Shaun does a great job, however, of finding the spots on the floor where he can be most effective. He does not try to do things whenever he's not at that 12 to 16 foot range where he does most of his damage.
The Rockets have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great, about 77%. Whoa!
You saw that. Well, Well, 6'7", Sean Livingston still can get up there and rock the rim.
Special thanks to Under Armour for that sweet replay we just saw. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Anderson against Green. Harden outside. 6 on the shot clock. Paul with the 3. And Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Okay, time now for an injury report. Now let's check in with David Aldridge to see how Steph Curry's doing. David?
Well, guys, I was able to catch up with the Warriors' head athletic trainer. He told me that he suffered a sprained toe. That is a bitter pill for them to swallow so early in the season. It clearly changes the look of this team going forward, Kevin.
Appreciate that, D.A. Well, it's never easy for a player to go through what he's experiencing, Greg, right now.
But it is something that happens to almost every player. He's strong enough mentally to get through it. This we know.
But sometimes off the court, you work harder than you do preparing for a regular game. He'll get himself ready to go. Look forward to when he gets back on the court.
All the officials are all over that one.
And for Kevin Durant, one area that he excelled in last season was his rim protection. He used his length and timing to disrupt a lot of shots. And I think that's what he focused on. Joining the Warriors, you knew he was going to score, but he wanted the responsibility and came through defensively for Golden State.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Durant's rim protection was a big help to the Warriors and the defense, certainly. Durant and Green, Brent, combined to be one of the best defensive duos in the NBA.
And I'm not sure if we still think of Kevin Durant in the stopper mode, Kevin. I think we were really shocked, though, last year about how effective he could be as a team defender, using his length and having an impact around the rim and painted area like he did last year.
And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions.
Shots good from Mbah a Moute.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Green, the screen. West dishes to Livingston. West a screen on Paul. Livingston, that's good. Livingston's got 9 points here in the second half.
Well, the defense looking at him like a Rubik's Cube. They cannot figure him out. He continues to light him up from the field. More importantly, they're winning.
Shots good from Mbah a Moute. Here is Livingston. 13 points in the game. Paul with the defensive effort.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there. It seems to be forcing just a little bit out there. He needs to play a little calmer, a little smarter, with a little bit more poise if they're going to win this one. You combine his massive size and then his desire to pound the glass, it makes him a tough cover on the board.
Here's Nene. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Brent, you certainly grew up around basketball. Your dad was a legend. Your brothers certainly played at a very high level. What kind of advantage do you think that gave you, if any, as your career was progressing?
That's funny, Kevin. I can't get away from it. I'm sitting next to you now and we're watching basketball. So,
I know it. Here it is.
The advantage, I think, is just absorbing all of that stuff. Maybe on a subconscious level that you're taking in everything about what the profession was going to represent for you if, in fact, you got there. And thank goodness I did.
Well, I always sensed you had a very wide view. Your lens was always wide, capturing as much as you could gather.
Yeah, it was like a 10 to 22 on any camera.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Durant kicks to Iguodala. Gordon against Iguodala. count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut down to just 12 points on the bucket from Gordon.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
For three, Durant, that one fall, coming off Iguodala's feed. That's 12 points for Kevin Durant. Now a timeout called by Houston. What is nice to see from Iguodala in the tail end of his career, Brent, is that he has actually gotten more efficient from the floor.
Well, Iguodala does a good job of picking and choosing his spots, and I think having the teammates that he has, drawing that kind of attention, guys like Curry, Durant, and certainly Klay Thompson from the perimeter, opens up opportunities that Iguodala just can read so very well. Doesn't need to be risky with anything he does offensively.
And one thing they'll discuss are the defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Rockets. While we have the time, let's take a look at last season's best transition teams. The Warriors, number 1. The Rockets, 4th.
It's all about the fast break with these two groups. I mean, they were terrific a season ago, playing at a breakneck pace.
Shot clock at 6. And it's Gordon missing. Warriors leading by 15. Durant, the pass to Thompson. Mbah a Moute against Durant. Pass to McCaw. And the wide open shot from Green. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Stolen by Thompson. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Knocks it loose. Rockets trail by 15. Gordon kicks to Harden. That three off the mark. The Warriors have gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. The pass to McCaw. Green with a screen for Iguodala. And the slam dunk by Iguodala.
Terrific team play as Draymond was willing to give up his body to get a teammate open.
Houston's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. 1:09 left in the third. The dish to Gordon. From past the arc, McCaw grabs the miss.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
And what I like best is that he does it completely under control. Really gives the shooter nowhere to turn to.
Durant just inside the line. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, when your opponent's down and frustrated, this is when you can turn it up.
And the shot goes in.
Well, Chris Paul showing no fear down low amongst the trees.
Iguodala with a screen on Mbah a Moute. Durant dishes to Green. Off target with his 3.
He can't make a thing out there right now, guys. If he keeps this up, don't be surprised if his team gives up this lead.
Warriors leading by 15. Iguodala left side. Pass to McCaw. Kicks it out to Iguodala. Off target with his 3. And so it's the Golden State Warriors riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We come back right after this. And a moment ago inside the huddle with head coach Steve Kerr.
Get a couple stops, we get a couple runouts, we get into our flow, all right? Keep the ball moving, keep the intensity.
Steve Kerr asking his guys just to, keep up the pace, playing selfishly, basically be yourself, stay in character.
Yeah, I mean, he knows what this team is capable of. Just looking for a couple of plays to really kind of kickstart that engine and give them that little sustainable groove.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Offense and defense with Durant and Draymond at the 3 and the 4. Iguodala out there with Klay Thompson. And it's Pachulia in at center. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Thompson against Harden. They kick it out to Green from deep three-point range. The Rockets pull it in.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
The Rockets with another miss. Warriors leading by 15. 9 feet out, and Durant gets it to go. Durant's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Warriors. Harden against Thompson. Harden the pass to Gordon. Capella with a screen on Iguodala. Here's Gordon. Again, the miss by Gordon. The Warriors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And there's Green on the assist by Thompson.
And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
Yeah, I'm a little bit exhausted here trying to keep up with these guys, and I'm just watching. They always attempt to wear you out.
Harden's shot is good.
Yeah, they're having a tough time containing Harden here tonight. No surprise there.
Gordon against Iguodala. Green, the screen. Durant kicks to Iguodala. Golden State moving the ball around. Off target from outside. Rockets trail by 17. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Golden State's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Durant attacking, and he makes that one. And the Warriors lead by 19.
And we've seen it so many times throughout his career. Durant putting on a scoring clinic on the hardwood.
Timeout called, the Rockets. One thing with Klay Thompson, Brent, when he gets it going, he recognizes it and looks to take over games. You saw it when he led that huge comeback for the Warriors in the 2016 playoffs against the Thunder, and you saw it when he went for 37 points in a quarter.
There are just a few players in the league that can do some of the things, especially when they're hot, like Klay Thompson does. I even think back to last year during the finals, Klay Thompson struggling offensively, and then all of a sudden coming up with a huge first quarter where he scored 16 points against the Cavs to help get the Warriors going.
What a play there, the hoop plus the harm. And how about the career progression of Trevor Ariza? You know, he came into this league somewhat as an energy player who, you know, obviously could attack the rim. Now he's one of those guys who's primarily a 3-and-D component.
For Ariza, his first few years in the NBA, over half his shots came within a few feet of the rim. Greg, now over 2/3 of his shots are from beyond the arc.
And that's just how it goes for some players in the NBA. Ariza still, he has some burst to finish at the rim, but has turned himself into a deep threat, and he's always been a presence with his defense as well.
Picked by Pachulia. It's Iguodala with the drive to the middle. It's stolen by Capella. Here's Gordon. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got his 5th assist in this one. Iguodala dishes to Durant. Stolen by Harden. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. And it's Harden slamming it down.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
I just think it was a matter of getting recomposed, altering their game plan just a little bit. They look completely in sync now. Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
Feeds it to Capella. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Such an adjustment for young players drafted into the NBA, managing money, being accountable to your teammates, to you know, the many things that tug and pull on you. Brent, can the league do anything more to help them through this sometimes uncomfortable process?
I think the league does a great job, Kevin, of addressing these things, not only the NBA, but certainly the Players Association in terms of educating the players. To me, Kevin, as an ex-player, though, the biggest responsibility falls on the veteran players of that team to take a young player under their wing, to watch what it is that they're doing socially, and to make sure that they set them up for success off the court.
And here's Harden for three, and another three for Houston.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
Green with a screen on Harden. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. That's 7 points for Iguodala.
Iguodala is so skilled down low, playing his cards right that time and laying them on the table.
That's a 2 from Paul, and Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. And stolen by Ariza. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. And it's Houston with another.
Well, great instincts of Paul there. Solid at creating havoc in the open court and then coming up with the steal.
Timeout called the Warriors.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Steph Curry.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I was able to catch the message Steve Kerr gave to his team. He still wants them to be aggressive and assertive on offense. He said, I don't want us to get content with this lead. Build on it. Don't give them any chance of getting back in this thing. Evan?
Thank you, David. Rockets trail by 8. Paul outside over Iguodala. And again, it's Chris Paul.
And Chris Paul, one of the best mid-range players we have in the game. You got to get up on him whenever he's shooting from that area.
Here's Iguodala. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Good work defensively by Capella. Here's Harden. Great tee that time from Green. Warriors leading by 6. It's Durant on the wing. It's stolen by Ariza. And it's Houston on the break. And it's slammed in by Ariza.
And such a huge play, guys. I mean, that's a 4-point swing, possibly. Tremendous steal and conversion right there.
Durant unable to get that one. And Houston the other way now. And here's Harden for 3. Again, the miss by Harden.
Yeah, not a fan of that one, guys. If he wants to help his team cut into this deficit, he should not be attempting those kind of shots.
Beyond the arc. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 6th assist on the night.
Man, I'll tell you what, the pressure is cranked up. Who better to call than this guy?
Green, the screen. Thompson passes to Durant. Here's Pachulia. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on James Harden.
Pachulia not afraid at any time out there on the basketball floor of getting hit.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
And you just have to understand that hours and hours of practice mean that clutch free throws become easy.
Here's Paul. A beautiful reverse layup. Paul's got 6 here in this quarter.
And just love how Chris Paul steps up and nails crucial baskets. A huge momentum-changing shot there.
Green, the screen. Second chance effort. And Thompson kicks to Durant. It's stolen by Ariza. To take the lead, and Thompson sends it back.
He plays a very good positional and on-ball defender, but him getting to a block shot like that, that's impressive.
Well, that is NBA level right there.
No doubt, professional move all the way, puts the team on his back when it matters most.
Harden with it, picked up by Thompson. Leaves the dishes to Anderson. Durant with the steal. Money!
Love the way Durant just goes after the jugular there. He's used to nailing those game changers.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're trailing by 5. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And they need to use as little time as possible here. If they can get a bucket before the clock hits 24 seconds, they can try for a stop on the next possession. If there's less than 24, then they'll have to foul.
And now we've got the intentional foul. And the first of 2, no good, heartbreaker.
Iguodala's leadership is really unsurpassed. Steve Kerr calling him the adult in the room. His teammates definitely listen and respect all things that he offers up.
Clock's ticking. They got to get up a shot.
Yeah, and then you have to foul right away on the inbounds, maybe the first person who touches the ball.
Harden the pass to Capella. Buries it. And now they trail by just 4.
And Harden is more than just a scorer. He's also got some sensational handles and passing instincts. Loves connecting with his teammates.
And he does get the second one. And that puts them up by 5. Now a timeout called by Houston. They're trailing by 5. 20 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
They'd love to get it into the hands of their best scorer, but you also need a backup plan. Plan B has to be covered.
Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. Back to Harden. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here.
Yeah, tremendous hustle just to get a hand on that one.
Anticipation, reads the play all the way. So close to a steal.
.12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound. Dishes it to Durant. And then Durant with the jam.
How about the overall ball movement? Green whipping the rock over to his open teammate. Good look.
So we see the Warriors get the win here. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Steph, everyone knows you do a lot of different things for this team, but what would you say your primary focus is?
Trying to just take responsibility of my defensive duties. Reaching the point guard, force them in a different situation, difficult shots. Being our first, line of defense as they're bringing the ball up, put pressure on them, and try to take them out their offense. That's a lot of great point guards in this league, so I got to be able to do that all year and try to get a good start to that this season.
That's what franchise players do, play at both ends. Thank you, Steph. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. We'll see you next time